We're so glad to have you on. We're going to go ahead and jump into the time of game. This segment is basically us jumping into a slice of our guest's life, a nostalgic element that they experienced that pulls on parts of gaming, but really it's more so about things that happened where the games were kind of running in the background. And we're really excited about Jen's story today. So Jen, I'm going to go ahead and let you jump into it. What is your time of game?
Well, my game is actually the very first Fable. My story is kind of a little different than the other stories that have been on here. Before, it's always been like when games were important, like a particular game was important in a person's life. My story is kind of like leading to a game becoming important.
Right.
So it's a little bit different. But basically, I was a 16-year-old emotional child who didn't really play games a lot. My brother was really big into games, and I used to laugh at him for sitting around playing like Warcraft and Dota and all this stuff all day. I'm like, oh, what a nerd. And the only games I really played was like Mario Party and like Mario Kart with my friends and stuff. But anyway, so I was 16 and I was dating this guy. His name was Aaron, and he was like this super bad boy at the time. So I thought it was super cool dating this bad boy.
Why was he so naughty?
I don't even remember.
Did he wear leather pants?
Oh God, no. This is like early 2000s. I don't think people own leather pants.
Oh my goodness.
It was just like, he was the kind of guy who was skipping school all the time, always like getting suspended, always grounded with his parents. That kind of thing. So anyway, so at this moment, he happened to be grounded. But I was like, oh, we were supposed to hang out tonight. Like, and now you're grounded. You ruined everything. And then he's like, oh, well, my parents are going out. You can come over. So I was like, oh, cool. I'll come by. So I get there, and he like, at the time, he had dated this other girl named Amanda before me, and like she broke up with him. But ever since he and I got together, she was just like super jealous. So I get there, and there's Amanda in his house, and I'm just like. And he's like, oh yeah, sorry, I don't think I'm gonna be able to hang out tonight. And I was like so angry. So I go back to like my friend's house.
So wait. Amanda was out of the picture.
And Amanda and him had dated like at least like a week before we got together.
Okay. But then she was like, look, Aaron, you're trash. I don't need you. I'm an independent woman.
I date guys with leather pants, all right, Aaron?
Yeah, basically. But then when she saw someone else dated guys with leather pants, then all of a sudden she cared.
Right. Okay.
But anyway, so she was there, and I got super upset. So my friend was all like, Jen, screw him. Let's go drink some watermelon vodka. So she had this big like 26er of watermelon vodka, and she's like, Jen, let's just drink this. I'm like, yeah, this would be great. So I started drinking it, and the last thing I remember was attempting to ride a bicycle for the first time since I was a kid.
Did you mix the vodka with anything, or were you drinking
I just drank it straight.
Right. Okay.
Like the two of us would take swigs from the bottle alternating.
I kind of figured just because when you're young, like things like that taste like, I don't know if it's because you're like, I'm being naughty, but like you don't need mixers.
No,
it still tasted like shit. I just think that we were probably pretty poor. Like I didn't really have a job then. Yeah. So it was just like, we already had to save up all our allowance to buy this bottle. We can't afford to buy mix as well.
Also, I have another question.
I remember that.
That's true.
I remember.
When you went to the house and he was like, oh, I don't think we can hang out. Did you see her there?
I think that she was standing behind him. She was like there.
She like taunting you behind him?
She wasn't like making, she just like looked cocky, like, oh, hey, I'm here.
Oh.
So anyway,
awkward. Yeah.
So like the last thing I remember was riding a bike, and then I woke up on my couch the next morning. What I found out was apparently some of my friends had like called my parents to come and pick me up and whatever. So my parents were so angry at me, obviously, because I was 16 and should not have been drinking. Don't underage drink, anybody.
Do it.
But anyway, so they grounded me, and I don't know if it was actually them that turned off the internet, or it was just coincidental that while I was grounded, the internet went out. So there I was stuck with like absolutely nothing to do. I was sitting around my house trying to like read books, but I was so upset at them and everything. And my brother happened to be playing this video game. So I was watching for a little bit and I'm like, hey, this kind of seems interesting. What is this? And it happened to be Fable. He's like, hey, you want to give it a try? So I created my own character and it ended up just like completely taking over his Xbox. And this was now my game because it ended up being the greatest thing I'd ever played. Like you could just run around in this town and just like do whatever you wanted. You could be this amazing guy who saves the whole town or murders everyone. You could go around and flirt with entire towns and have everyone fall in love with you. And it just ended up being this like giant savior from this time. And it kind of got me away. Like I actually ended up stopped hanging out with those people who were kind of like bad influences on me. And I just like focused 100% on gaming. And now here I am.
What did you?
So you jumped in and you stopped hanging out with the bad influences and you hung out flirting with people in a fake town.
Yes.
But you didn't need boys anymore. You had an entire town after you.
Exactly.
Was your character named Aaron?
No, I don't. I think you don't get to name your character. You start out and your name's Chicken Chaser. So I was just the Chicken Chaser.
I do
Chicken Chaser.
Chicken Chaser.
So what happened? You jumped into Fable, you're grounded. Did you talk to Aaron at all after that? Did you talk to him? Did he ever reach out? Did you ever reach out to him?
Yes, I forgot that story. So like the day after I was grounded, I get a call from Aaron's phone. And like we had talked after that like drinking thing, and he assured me that nothing happened with him and Amanda. She had just come over to talk, and he had eventually like sent her home. But anyway, so I get a call from Aaron's phone and I answer it, and it was Amanda. And she's just like, I'm at Aaron's house right now and I don't care what I'm gonna do with him. And then she hangs up on me. And I was like, I was so upset. I'm like bawling my eyes out here at this point. So I go to my mom, I'm like, Mom, I need to go out. Like, please unground me. I have to go over to Aaron's house. Like, you don't understand what happened. And then, but she wouldn't let me go.
She doesn't care what she's gonna do with
him.
She
didn't even care. She didn't care. But anyway, so then like a minute later, I get a call from Aaron. He's just like, so I think that we should probably break up.
Oh my God.
You know, Aaron has some insight. You know? Indeed. You saw this coming.
Now, as 16-year-old, not Jen, did you want him back at that moment? I mean, like, it's kind of, when you're rejected like that, even as an adult, I feel like you learn more. But when he called you and broke up with you, were you like accepting of that? Or were you like, why her, not me?
I think for about a day I was upset, but then I realized that I am the incredible chicken chaser who can have any woman out there. And I just kind of like moved on. Like I actually ended up calling like a truce with Amanda after I got grounded. I went over and talked to her and just said like, is this whole like our like fight thing done? And she's like, yeah, it's fine. I win now, so it's over. And she and he actually ended up breaking up like a month later. Like they didn't even stay together very long. But yeah, I think like from all that, I definitely learned to calm down a bit, and that maybe to go for people who aren't such shitheads.
Yeah. Also, you did really immerse yourself in a game that you kind of reconnected you with maybe some of the elements from like games that you had played. Like you were even talking about, Mario Kart and how you had connected with that game. And Fable, do you account Fable at all for, it sounds like you account Fable quite a bit for kind of leading yourself into becoming a little bit more of a serious gamer. I mean, now you play games every day,
basically.
Right. So was that your gateway drug?
Yes, I would 100% account Fable for what got me into games, because I never considered like an RPG kind of game to be fun until I actually went out into the world and tried it. Like the whole world of Albion just like sucked me in, and I realized, wow, now I see why my brother spends all his free time playing games. And it's actually kind of funny because my brother doesn't game at all anymore, and now I'm the one that's 100% into it. But not long after Fable, I ended up getting into World of Warcraft because it looked very similar to me. And then that led me into like years of obsession with that. And from there, like getting into where I am streaming now, like I don't think that if I hadn't got super drunk and got dumped by Aaron, I would be here where I am now.
Thank you, Aaron. Thank you for those leather pants. Aaron. Thanks for Amanda. Thank you. You know what? We need like a reunion show where we bring all of these people that get talked about in these stories, and it's like those shows where they're like, "How do you like me now?" But it's just us, and we're just gaming all the time.
Well, actually, the funny thing is, about like 3 years ago, Aaron actually got in contact with me again on Facebook, and he just messaged me like, "Hey, it seems like you're doing really well in life. Like, how are you?" And I was just, I didn't even respond. I'm just like, no, you're not the kind of person I need in my life right now.
Right. Oh yeah. How's it going? It's been a few years. Did you forget about the fact that I broke up with you cowardly after a girl that I was cheating on you with called you? Call me.
Basically.
You look
good. Yeah.
Have you gone back and like played Fable as an adult or like streamed or anything?
Actually, interesting. Yeah. Back in the summer, I was the Twitch partner spotlight for a week. So basically, like I was on the front page. So the very first game that I played on the spotlight on my very first day, I felt like it had to be Fable.
That's awesome.
I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Fable. So we did like a 2-day playthrough, like playing through Fable, and that was a ton of fun. We went like the super evil route, and I was just like murdering entire towns. it was really great.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much, Jen, for joining us. Jen. I hope you enjoyed. And again, you guys can give her a follow at Twitch or Twitter. It's not_Jen. She's fantastic, and we've really enjoyed having her on today. So thanks again, Jen, for joining us and sharing your time of game. And Brian, I'll let you lead off.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for episode 3 of Broken Controllers. Thank you so much for tuning in. You can find us on Twitter at backspacenomads. And thanks again to Not Jen. See you guys on the next one.
See y'all.
Bye.